You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Melissa.
And another empty chair. Second week in a row, we had somebody lined up, and at the last minute cancellation.
Stuff.
So another time. It was Carrie. Carrie was going to come back on.
Yeah, I know. She's
She'll be. Yep. She's dealing with. When you got a teenager in the house, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes you got teenager shit to deal with.
Yeah, you got to deal with teenager stuff. So she'll be with us another time. No biggie. I'm not going to lie. I was kind of relying on her for a lot of.
I know, because you're probably hoping
Carrie's here.
Carrie's here. You got shit to talk about. You probably got new things.
No, well, I had an opening that I was going to bring her in, and so I'll just have to save it for another time. So it's all good. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. You can't do that with.
No, it's all good. No, this wouldn't have worked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It actually was going to be about.
Here's Carrie.
It was going to be about we had guests that bowed out last week. So I was going to say, well, just so I thought you can come on and talk about their shit.
But it's not going to work.
No, it's not going to work.
None of it. She ain't here. So just us. Just us again.
Yep. I will say, speaking of the other shit, it is up. If you go to stuartpedasso.com right now, even on the top and on our where you can go buy shit page, we are our affiliation with Lovebird Vibe is now up and going. So go ahead and there's links to their goods if you're into the sexy stuff. And we talked about it last week. You can go check out more stuff about them when we talked about last week. But if you're into the sexy stuff, another purveyor of sexy treats, our Lovebird Vibe, which you can get at our website, stuartpedasso.com. And I don't know. I really don't think I have any other Stuart news. This week was a rough week at school. It was
rough, yeah. Summer school. Yeah, you said the kids got some hard kids some kids with some trauma.
My trauma wolves. And, it was tough.
Yeah.
And it was even Friday. It was just like I hadn't experienced anything like that since the old Franklin days when I was teaching at my alma mater. Mm-hmm. I haven't anything like since then. So it was a really rough day. It was so. This is why I know that I belong at this place. It got so fucking ridiculous and frustrating that after lunch, my principal actually came into my room and said, "Dave, go somewhere, go do something." Like, not like I did anything wrong.
Right.
She
just was like, I could tell you need a break for a moment. I'm going to come in. Well, I mean, that's what a good manager does.
And she did.
Right,
and so
she's a good manager.
So I went to the counseling suite and I took my laptop with me and I did some paperworky type stuff because when kids do the things that they do, there's always paperwork on it. You have to document. And I did that and then I was done. And she never said when I should come back or if I should come back. And I was just kind of sitting there. And I found myself literally walking around the school looking for things to do. It was the weirdest thing, actually, in my entire teaching career. I was just like, going in, hey, what are you doing? You need
help with that thing you're doing?
Hey, I can go talk to this one teacher or something. I can't find her. I'll just keep wandering around. Maybe
I'll find someone else to say something to.
So
that's funny.
So after school's over and the kids had left, I run into her in the hallway and I was like, yeah, I didn't know what to do. She goes, yeah, no, I don't want you to come back. You needed a break. Nothing was wrong. You shouldn't be dealing with that. And
you needed a break.
You needed a break. And I was like, okay, but I didn't have anything to do. She goes, I thought about that. I kind of figured you were probably going crazy. I was like, I was just kind of walking around looking for stuff to do. And she thought it was funny, but no, she was like.
It is funny.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe that's what you needed to do. Maybe you just needed that.
Yeah, it was at a point where I was having a hard time not responding to their behaviors, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So yeah, it was because it was there's a lot of trauma that my students are dealing with, and it was just I mean, I've been going through a lot this summer, and everybody's saying, "Boy, the summer school isn't the way it usually is. It's usually much more laid back than this."
Usually summer school is a laid back kind of thing because it's summer, so it's
especially
like,
for middle school.
Yeah.
Like, if high schoolers, they go back because they got to make shit up, right?
Right.
They failed a state test and maybe they got to take it again in August, or they got credits they got to make up. So it's not super intense, but they got shit to do. Middle school, it's the kids like these who tend to go through a lot of trauma, and it's more behavioral, and it's there to kind of.
Plus, they're at that age. They're at a tough age. It's a tough, and that age is. That age is a tough age anyway.
But usually, that's my jam.
Right.
The regular toughness of middle school kids, not toughness, the weirdness. I can out-weird them.
Yeah,
I can out-weird them.
You can.
And yes, I have. And but these guys, the ones I have are just, and it's a combination. It's mostly new kids. So nobody knew what putting these kids together was going to be like, because they weren't like kids who had been at the school. They were coming in new, and it was just luck, whatever you want to call it, serendipity, right?
Not the best luck.
No, but so it's fine. So we already know that they're going to be dispersed once the regular school year starts. They won't be all together, and that's fine.
That'll work out.
Yeah, it'll
much
be
better. It'll be a better choice.
Oh yeah,
better choices.
Yeah. So, and I did hear a little bit more about what I'll be doing in the fall, and there's definitely some wheelhouse stuff there. Looks like I'll be able to do some of my, propaganda stuff like I was doing before.
Fantastic.
That I got in trouble with before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there's no crappy MAGA board members looking over my shoulder.
No,
so
there's
fine.
not.
It's fine. I'll be able to teach like actual history, not,
not whatever they're trying to tell
the good
you.
things of slavery or whatever they're trying to do.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't with that. I don't even. What is wrong with these people? Like literally,
yeah, it's pretty fucking. I mean, I understand. I get the brain development part behind it. Like, obviously, they didn't grow up in a very, I'll use this word on purpose, a very woke environment, right? So obviously, they grew up like around shit, people with shitty ideas and stuff.
Right.
So I get it, but it still doesn't mean we have to tolerate it. It's still, it's like, dude, fuck
and
off.
well, and I feel like there was a time where you really were 100% the product of your environment. But we live in a society now that you don't have to. Like you can literally learn things. You can do it.
Yeah, but we know that if it's not,
these people don't want to.
It's but that goes hand in hand. If you go down a certain path as a child when the brain's really starting to develop, it's really hard to accept new ideas. I'm totally not using the right vocabulary here, but it's almost like I'm speaking in metaphors. But
and then some people are just more accepting of new thoughts, new ideas, and other people. It
solidifies. If you're around that kind of uncaring, I'll just say racist, whatever environment, if that's the way you grew up, that solidifies in your head.
Right.
Okay. So, this is good. Okay. So this isn't about. I'm not going to mention names or anything. I'm not going to give the context. But I was talking with an older student this week at school, and we weren't doing school stuff.
What's older student mean?
Not middle school.
Okay.
High school.
High school.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we had finished our work for the class period, and we had a few minutes left over. And I don't remember how we got onto this. And he started saying how he was really pissed off. I don't know my word, pissed off. He was really annoyed with all of this stuff about queerness, about LGBTQ stuff. And I'm like, and I never get that vibe from him. And I'm going, yeah, go on. And he's like, they give like gay people a whole month, and like they only have 2 days for like veterans. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that's not gay people's fault. It's not the gay people that said that veterans get screwed. Like we treat our veterans horribly. We send them
You
off.
aren't wrong. I mean,
they send them.
yeah.
They send them off to fight a rich man's war, and then when they come back, they don't get the care they need. No treatment for PTSD. Their health care is spotty at best.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
treat them like shit.
Yeah.
Right. So, absolutely, without question.
I mean,
but,
he's got some point there.
but no,
Right.
but I saw his wheels turning when I said, "It's not gay people's fault." And I saw him kind of stop for a second. And I saw wheels turning, and I just left it. I was going to let that sit and
Let
marinate.
them marinate with that.
Yeah, I was
all
gonna-
right,
that's
all
it.
right. Yep. No, you're probably best just to
not
step
hammer
away
it.
from that.
Right,
no.
right. No, and just let that marinate because it really stopped him for a second. And he was thinking, "Yeah, it's not the gay people's fault." He didn't say it out loud, but I could see the.
But you can see it, right? Well, it's like like when everything was first starting to happen with like fast food places demanding more money and getting more money, and then the people who are like home care people were mad, like, well, we don't get that kind of money. Well, that's the people you work for it's fault. That's not
right.
the McDonald's corporation's fault.
That's the staying with the metaphor. That's the crabs in a bucket.
Yeah.
Right. Don't pull them down because you shouldn't be saying they shouldn't get this. You should be saying, hey, we should be getting it too.
Yeah. Like
That-
no.
Yeah.
I had to have that conversation with a few people.
Don't pit the working class against each other, man.
No,
That's
we're
what
all
they're
in the
doing.
same- I know, like,
rich
we're all in the
folks
same
do
place.
That, man. Yeah. Don't. We should be lifting each other up, not. Yeah. I didn't click on the link. It was clickbait, but apparently one of the ultra rich dudes who's put a space stick up into space just bought some super secure $60-something million compound in Florida that's supposed to withstand probably the revolution kind of thing. Because the rich folks know their time's coming up.
Yeah, when everybody got really excited when the rich people died in the ocean, I think that was kind of a little wake-up call for them. Like, yeah, we're not on your side.
Yeah. So
People were kind of excited about it. Like, yeah, rich fuckers dying in the ocean. Shouldn't have been down there in the first place.
Right.
I mean, I don't know that I was 100% with that, but I wasn't not. I'll say that.
Well, yeah.
I felt bad for the kid that died because he's a kid. He was only 19.
Well,
I felt bad for him.
Yeah. I mean, it's
did.
like
But the rest of them, honestly, I didn't.
loss of life. You can kind of go, any loss of life is, but
But they kind of
bro, yeah, you.
But if you're a sucky life, then I'm not gonna feel that bad.
No, if you look, that kind of money, you didn't get that through good means. Even if it's quote legal, it's still hoarding. It's still exploiting.
You're hoarding it.
Yeah.
You probably stepped on a lot of small people to get there.
Of course you.
Yeah.
You look. Even the nicest quote boss still relies on the work of underlings to get where they're going. I mean, that's anything. Even the most woke business has that, which is why I think most things should be co-ops. But where the owners, everybody owns the company. That's the. But yeah, it's not a lot of. It was that kind of like any loss of life, but hey, rich folks, you decided to spend all that money to go down in a tin can. Really, bro?
I feel that bad.
I mean, my degrees are in like history and shit, and I knew the science that wasn't going to work out very well.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I just don't think that we need to be down there. Also, I think I might have mentioned if we talked about it before on the show that I really feel that it's not the right thing to do anyway because it's a grave site. That's the way I look at it. There's people died there, and mostly poor people, and no, it's a grave site. I don't think we should be going down there, and I don't like that people are have taken shit from there and brought it up and. Yeah, it's a really interesting story and it's a fascinating story and all that, but I don't know. I just, what, when they first found it and then they took that one picture of the shoes and the shoes were exactly in a way in the bottom, like you can tell, like at one point there was a whole body in it because the shoes were on there like somebody was lying down. That's how it was there. And when you see that picture, that picture will be always in my head because that's what really made me think about like that's a grave site. We should be respectful of that. So yeah, people going down there, I don't know. I don't have that much. If something happens to you, I kind of feel like it's on you. Don't be messing around. Also, the fact that orcas and shit are all mad at us and attacking ships and all things like that.
Yeah, I'm down with that too.
I'm all right with it.
Yeah,
fucking don't be out there.
Yeah.
It's their house. You're in their home. They don't want you there.
That's right.
And now they're getting mad about it.
Right.
They've dealt with our shit long enough.
I would probably attack you too if you wouldn't leave my house. Not you.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that to you, but.
Well, I mean, if you did, though. I mean, if I wouldn't leave your house. No, I mean, you would call somebody else bigger than you.
Come get you.
Come get me. Come get her. Dan, come get your wife.
Come get your girl. Come on.
Come on. She's acting silly. Come get her. And he would go, what are you doing? Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of boats, I guess that no segue is the best segue I got.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff about the riverboat incident down.
Oh yeah, we are
Alabama.
talking about boats. Oh my god, that was a good segue.
Yeah, well, I tried. It was awkward.
I felt like I was one of the last people to know about it. I'm not the last person to know about it because Dan didn't know about it until after me. But like, I kept seeing memes with folding chairs. I'm like, what's this? What?
Folding chairs, and I was seeing some discussion on the platform formerly known as Twitter. It's Twitter. With some folks in Black Twitter, just kind of explaining it before I even knew what was going on, and then finally I had a chance to look at the video, and I was like, okay, I should look at this to see what people are talking about.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and
it was pretty crazy.
I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem with it.
Oh, me neither. They started it.
Yeah.
There was no reason to attack that man. He was just telling you that you had to move your boat.
White people fucked around and they found out. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I love the one young guy the young guy who jumped into the water to go up there. It's like, oh, look at that guy.
Yeah.
He's a hero. Oh yeah. And all those white people got arrested, and their faces looked all fucked up. It was hilarious.
So for those who don't know, there was an assistant. No, you'd be surprised. There was it was down in Alabama. There was some riverboat, I guess, like a touristy kind of thing, I believe.
Yeah, it's just like a tourist area. I mean, you could tell there's probably boats and shit. Yeah. Tourist area.
And some white people like had a boat and wouldn't move it out of the way of the riverboat, and the assistant captain or whatever his title was, who was black, was telling them, guys, you gotta move your boat. We got a boat coming in. You gotta go. You gotta move.
And
these white guys just thought that they were, we don't have to do anything for any black person, and you can stick in your own words you're not supposed to say in there. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the N word was.
I'm sure it was uttered more than once.
Yeah, and they literally got physical with the guy, and they started wailing on him a little bit.
And he was an older dude, so I was a little I'm like, oh my god, that guy's an older guy too. Right. I mean, he's a pretty big dude, but he's older. Yeah. I mean, it's still
all these black people around saw what's happening, and they were like, fuck this shit. And it was a swarm, and they just pounced on him and beat the crap out of these. And it was the white folks that got arrested. So I think,
they have the video footage to show that they were the instigators 100%, and these other people just came on to help the guy out.
Yeah,
because at one point you could see there was like 5 people on that man, like beating him up.
Yeah, I would have been in there for that, and I don't fight. I'm not a violent person, but I would totally jump in on that.
Yeah.
I mean, on the white people,
not the black.
Yes,
of course,
not the black.
Of course,
yes. No, I would totally be in there. Fucking those
silly honkies up.
They weren't rich honkies. They were silly honkies.
They were silly.
They were the cousin of rich honkies.
I mean, they might have been rich, but they acted like Boo Boo the Fool.
No, I was doing our character rich honkies.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, they were pretty horrible. I saw pictures of them later if they got arrested, and yeah, it was all white people. So I was happy to see that, because I'm like, oh man, they're gonna arrest the black people. Like, you're watching the video and you see the police coming in, and I'm like, oh no.
I didn't get that far.
But maybe they did handcuff 1 or 2 just to, maybe, I don't know. But even if maybe they did, but it doesn't, none of them got arrested. So, even if any of them were handcuffed. So it was awesome.
Yeah, that was. I was totally down with that, man.
And I am loving all the memes and all the other videos and shit about it.
I haven't seen that stuff too much. I assume it's out there.
Oh, I posted one of this white woman, and she was like, it was one of those split screen videos, like her talking, and then there was a black woman on the other side of it, kind of listening to the white woman. It was funny because she's like, as a white woman, I need to give my thoughts on the Alabama riverboat whatever fight or whatever.
As a white woman, you really don't.
No, it was funny. It was good. No, this was hilarious. That's why I reposted it, because I thought it was hilarious. As a white woman, I feel like I must give my opinion on the blah blah blah. She goes, so I just want to let all people who are people from marginalized communities know that I have a folding chair with me at all times, and it's actually kind of heavy. And if you ever need it, you can use it. I can get up and go sit somewhere else. You can have my chair. And then she's like, and guess what else my chair has? She pulls from the back. She goes, I've got canes. I've got a cane, 2 canes in the back of my chair. She's like, we have options. You just let me know. I got you. I'm like, yeah. And then the split screen black woman is giggling and making it, it was funny. It was adorable. Yeah, because you expect the worst when you hear, as a white woman, I have to give my opinion. You're like, oh God.
No, you really don't. You don't.
No, you don't have to give your opinion. Please don't.
Yeah, you don't.
But I knew it had to be funny because a friend of mine, another white woman friend of mine, who is who's a lawyer in California, and I think she mostly handles cases with people who, like, I don't know, she's the good lawyer. She's like, helps people. Lawyer. Okay. She's a good lawyer. She does helping types of things.
Yes. Not the kind you want to go over a cliff in a bus. That old joke.
No. She does stuff to help the people. She's good. Anyway, so anyway, she posted it, so I knew it had to be funny. But yeah, it was really funny. You can use it. I'll go sit somewhere else.
I mean, these days I don't travel much in circles where that sort of thing's going to happen. But if it did,
you can have my chair.
I'll take care of it for you.
Well, did you see one of the videos? You can see two or three black women beating the fuck out of a white woman, and I think there was even a chair. That was one of the chair things, I think. But I don't know. Like, you can see in one of the parts, it looks like she's trying to get people to stop. But then I'm like, you didn't see the whole thing. Maybe she was doing shady shit too. Because I was like, oh my God, they're beating up that lady. I don't even know if she was doing anything. I'm like, fuck it. I don't know what she was doing. I didn't see the whole video. She could have totally been doing some shady shit. Never mind, girls. Beat the fuck out of that white lady. I'm sure she did something wrong. Well, she did something wrong to you at some point in life. So just fucking do it.
Maybe it has.
And I'll say that about myself too. I've been a fucking asshole in many, many ways.
Maybe it has, and I just haven't come across it on the internet yet, and that's fine. But just because of the thing with the folding chairs, I'm just surprised if some liberal hasn't morphed that video or that concept with the Bernie thing sitting on the folding chair in his like winter stuff.
If we just look, we'll probably be a picture of Bernie. Yeah, there's got to be. I'm sure
some liberal combine the two somehow. Hey, look, a folding chair. Let's work Bernie into it.
If I look, I bet somebody's already done it.
He's not really your friend. He's really not.
Yeah. So, did you hear that Biden's son they're starting an investigation on him?
I thought they had been. Haven't they been?
No, not really. I mean, kind of, but like they just announced it a few days ago.
Look, man, if they're not going to go after Trump's kids, then I don't give a shit what they do with Hunter Biden. I just really don't.
I mean, I think he should. I mean, if he did do something wrong, I mean, apparently somebody thinks it was something enough that they really have to investigate it. So there must be something.
Well, it depends on who the somebody is.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, because I'm seeing things where Congress people are saying we really haven't found any evidence on it.
No, correct. But now the AG is involved with it. So I don't know. You know what I think is why I think it's a good idea? Well, there's a few reasons. One, I think it's a good idea because, if somebody broke the law and they should they should be in trouble for it. So there's that.
Let's go.
That's basic. That's just basic anybody.
Privileged anyway. Go
right.
after him.
And so, yeah, if he broke the law, he should. I think it's good for people who are going to say, they never do anything about the Democrats. Garland is, he's not going to do anything. He's just after, Trump. So the fact that Garland is now going to, they're starting with Hunter, I'm like, see, checking him out too. I talked with somebody on, they didn't answer back to me, which I was kind of bummed about, but I said something on somebody's post on Facebook about, clearly somebody who hates Biden is probably a big Trumper. Said she was a woman saying that, they need to investigate Biden and blah, 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 and he's worse than Trump and blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't even a meanhead about it, because I'm like, look, if he did something wrong, he should be. I think it's fine to have him investigated. If he did something wrong, he should get in trouble for it. If his father is involved with it, he should get in trouble for it too. That's just how it be. But don't tell me that Trump didn't do anything wrong. He's got 74 counts against him now, and he hasn't even started the Georgia ones yet. I'm like, the man's guilty of something in there. I go, nobody gets. I go, this is not a witch hunt. The people who have mostly given their testimony have been Republicans, including his own fucking daughter.
He and his lawyers have gone on news shows and said incriminating stuff. It's like, I know the trials haven't started, but they've gone on the airwaves and said
stupid shit.
Yeah, the worst fucking lawyers.
Oh my God, they're really not good lawyers.
No.
Well, I don't think anybody wants to work with them.
I know why. Yeah, nobody wants
to work with him. Right. The last lawyer I had was like, nah, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
That just happened not too long ago. He's like, nah. Because he'll fuck them over too, so I mean, that's what he does.
Oh yeah, no. When he loses, look, 74 counts. Even if he only loses on 4 of them, it's still.
They're 20-year things.
Yeah,
they're he's going to go to jail for something.
Yeah, and so he will just turn on the lawyers. He'll blame the lawyers. The dude's a psychopath, man. I mean, it's so. Well, again, back to brain. I can't help it. I'm all about the brains. Back to brain development, man. He will not. He 100% believes he is correct in all the shit he's done. He just does not see where he does anything wrong. I honestly do not believe that. I don't think that he thinks he's doing shit that's wrong. He's entitled. He believes he's entitled.
Right, I would say I don't think it's that he doesn't. He feels he's entitled to do the things that he's doing. I don't know that he doesn't know that they're wrong. I just think he thinks he's entitled to do it anyway.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know that
I shouldn't say if. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but he totally thinks he's entitled to do.
Yes. 100%.
Above the law, whatever you want to say.
Yes. 100%. He believes that. And he was probably on some level. You read about his upbringing. Yeah. Probably was raised to think that way.
Oh man, there was a book out there, wasn't there, by somebody some pop psychologist or something who tried to psychoanalyze him?
Yeah, probably. But I mean, if you're, I don't know. I go along with what I know therapists and analysts say. You really can't do that unless you really sit down with somebody.
Right. No, I know.
So a book like that, I'd probably agree with it, but I'd also go, I don't know if that's fair enough if you haven't actually sat down with him. So
I'd rather just read the graphic novel.
That's way more interesting.
Yeah, probably.
Or just watch stuff on YouTube about it, and it's interesting. So, so new things.
Yeah.
So the new things are. So his money.
Oh, we're still on track. Okay, yeah.
The money.
There was a pause. I didn't know.
There's money. No, so there's money.
All right.
So the other new things that are going on. So if he knows that he lost, which all the signs are pointing to that he knew this, everybody told him he lost, so he knew it, and he still got all that money from the Save America campaign, which got him millions and millions of dollars,
super PAC,
super PAC, because the signs are pointing to he knew he was he wasn't the winner. That means he got all that money illegally, and they are going to take it from him.
Well, yeah, they better.
No, that's what Jack Smith is.
I hear you. I'm just saying they better, because I know that 2-3 months ago or something like that. It took forever, but a court ruled. And I'm not going to give the gory details because I don't have them memorized. Ruled against Jill Stein, who has to pay $180,000 back for money that was spent on a recount in one of the states.
Oh, okay.
And so there's probably some fundraising around that.
Oh, yeah.
Because when Trump won, air quotes on win, there was some, discrepancies in terms of the way vote. There's like that every year with how voting goes down, and the Democrats wouldn't fight it. And so Jill did some fundraising to try to get a recount because the recount rules are just bizarre.
I remember this. I remember when this happened.
And the Democrats wouldn't do it. Hillary. Yeah. No, it was Hillary.
I remember
she wouldn't fight it, just like Gore wouldn't fight 2000. And so it took the Green Party candidate to insist on a recount, and that cost money. And so there was some money raised, and I think some Democrats who were pissed at Hillary actually contributed to this for the recount to Jill's effort to do that. Excuse me, I hit the mic. Some court just came with some bullshit thing where she had to pay $180,000, and she's not rich. She was a doctor. No. She's a retired doctor now, and she's not rolling in dough by any means. So there may be some fundraising around that.
So yeah, that's going to happen. And his lawyer with the Chutkin, that's the one who's going to be presiding over the case in D.C. She's a black woman from Jamaica.
Oh, you were talking about her last week.
Love her. No nonsense. Love her. Love her. She put the hammer down and said that because of his shit that he posts on his Truth Social and all the other shit that he does, she now has, like, she's set down specific things that he can and can't do and stuff. So he can't talk about the case.
He will.
I know, and if he does, she can. If he does, he can go to jail.
No, I know, but he will.
Because if he does,
he can't not.
No, I know. That's what's so awesome, is because if he does, and she said it, she has no problem with doing that if that's what it takes. One of the things he can't do now, when on the 28th, when the prosecution gives gives the defendant all those stuff that they need to look over, he is not allowed to take any notes. That's one of the provisions she gave. He is not allowed. Trump is not allowed to write down any notes.
I wouldn't think he writes anything down anyway, but okay.
Well, because he can't be trusted not to give information.
No, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is I can't see Trump sitting there taking notes.
I could.
Really? That would mean he has to write.
It's his life.
Dude, but he doesn't. No. I think
he's starting to figure it out, but he's acting like it's not scary. I think he knows. I mean, by the time they finish up with the Georgia, I mean, he's going to be like 90 counts.
I hear you. I'm still crazy. I hear you.
And he's already saying all this. And so now he's not saying any more shit about Chutkin or anything, because she already put the kibosh on that. And I think he's honestly scared of her because she is good. And so now he's saying all this shit about in Georgia. And I'm like, oh, he's because he can't say anything about her. Now he's just talking about Georgia. I'm like, dude, you just do not get it.
No.
You do not get it.
Nope.
And probably, I'm sure other people in his circle get it and they know he should shut the fuck up. But it seems like everybody's too scared of him to tell him the truth.
Oh yeah, I doubt anybody's gonna tell him.
So funny.
No, I still look. I'm not saying he's never going to see the inside of a jail cell, but I still gotta see it to believe it. Mm-hmm. Just because we know how the justice system works. I know 90 counts, whatever the number.
I'm going to guess 90.
Okay, let's say, dude, it could be more than one. It's still a count, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's definitely be more than one count.
No, I know. Well, it's already, but like you said, it's already, was it 70 something? Yeah. So
I think it's 74.
Okay, so yeah, that's still not something you to put on your resume, right? So I get it, but again, I just gotta need to see him. I gotta see the perp walk before I believe it.
Though I have wondered if he's going to die before that, because this is probably stressing him out a lot.
But he takes such good care of himself.
I know. It's McDonald's every day.
My wife tagged me in some Facebook thing. I'm sorry to make this about me for a second.
It's all right.
My wife
It's our show.
tagged this thing on Facebook yesterday. Some posting about like a proper diabetic diet. I'm like, dude, what problem? Am I
Are
going,
you not doing it right?
okay. I've been more strict in the past, but I think I'm doing a little stress eating lately.
I've been doing some stress eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking my meds and I'm doing.
Me too.
I have my special little pills that, in theory, work. That's supposed to help with that too. That, over the counter kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going nuts. Right.
Yeah.
I don't think I can't remember the last time I've been through a drive-through. That used to be one of my food groups. Drive-through was one of my food groups.
I went through a drive-through Burger King maybe like 2 years ago. Or 3. It's about 2 or 3 years ago. I know when they first came out with the Impossible Burger, back whenever that came out, it was like probably about a couple months after they came out with that. I was like, oh my God, I gotta try it.
I still do it once in a while. The last quote, I'll put quotes on, excuse, is when we went to Michigan. We went, I'll put air quotes on vacation as well, but so all bets were off. I totally ate like shit there, but
but you're traveling, it's vacation.
But in one of these touristy stores or whatever, they had all these different hot sauces, and there was a type of hot sauce which I've had before, but I have not been able to find. And that was one of the hot sauces back in the day, when I was single and didn't know I was diabetic, when I was just eating all sorts of crap. That was like my burger hot sauce. So that was, oh man, now I got my daddle drops. I gotta go grab a burger. So I did that as an excuse once for the hot sauce.
But you can get like veggie burgers and put that on there.
Oh, fuck that, dude. If I'm going, I'm going. If I'm going, I'm doing it right. Okay. And I felt like shit after, and I knew I would, and it was.
But it was tasty, and it was a moment.
It was an old school kind of thing. I relived a little youth with my daddle drops hot sauce, and it was stupid. And I still got it downstairs. I can't keep going to drive-thru so I can eat this hot sauce. I just got to put on other stuff. But, I had a stressful day at work and was in the mood for chicken fried rice, which I really shouldn't be eating rice, though, because it's just straight carbs. It is.
Oh, my God. Chicken fried rice is so good.
And it was this gigantic thing, and it was basically my dinner for 3 straight nights. So it was totally, economical, but it really wasn't something.
Not a healthy choice. I mean, if it was like, if it was brown rice, it wouldn't have been too bad. But it's not brown rice.
Yeah, it didn't matter. So, but I mean, like I said, taking my meds, I'm generally doing stuff right. I'm not even close to eating like I used to back in the day. So it's fine. But yeah, I haven't been doing too good eating wise. He says as he sips his beer.
I like my beer too.
His non low carb beer. I'm not washing down my estrogen pill with this shit. All right, so for new listeners, I'll tell that story real quick.
Okay.
Sorry for the old folks. They've heard this before. So when I was in Hawaii, and
sorry, Brad.
Yeah. And we can talk about some of the Hawaii stuff going on, the wildfires.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So when I was there, we would do the show. Actually, it's connected to the Stuart Podesso show. Jill and I would do the show, and then we had this bar we would go to after every show, right? After we would record, and in Kihei, and it was like a tiki bar. It was kind of touristy. I love tiki. Yeah, it was South Kihei. It was in Kihei, South Maui, and there was this bartender, got to be, quote friends. We didn't hang out.
You got to be
but
chummy with the bartender.
Yeah, got to be chummy
you got
with-
to know each other.
Yeah,
You-
we got to
you
know-
probably knew your drink.
Yeah, yes. And my drink, and then when I would go there, usually it was a Guinness. I would have Guinness, right? And we would hang out after the show and just kind of debrief and just unwind, and because the show was so stressful. Anyway.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
It's very stressful.
It was. So, I just was, I gotta chill, man. I was eating a little too much that I wasn't supposed to, and I was like, man, I gotta get a little bit harder core, because I was really trying to be strict with my diet then, and so I came in and he was getting ready to pour that Guinness for me. I was, I think I'm gonna do a Mick Ultra, because that the first had come out, so low carb. They were always stressing that, and I was, no, I'll do a Mick Ultra, and he was, what, are you gonna wash down your estrogen pill with that? And I was so surprised and kind of, I have to admit, I was mildly shamed by it. I was like, give me the fucking Guinness, you asshole. So the
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, the wash down your estrogen pill line I've kind of kept with me since then. So
I don't think Guinness is actually that bad.
it's actually not. I found out later.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think it is actually.
It's not. I found that out
It's
later.
like, it's actually kind of a light beer that doesn't taste like a light beer.
Yeah, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
It was
I was, because as you're telling me this story, I'm like, I think it's actually a light beer technically.
It's now I know it's just yummy beer that's good for you.
Yeah, it's good for you beer.
Yummy dirt. So anyway, but Maui. Yeah, so let's just real quick.
How'd the wildfire start? Do you know?
Yeah, so I don't know if it was human made or anything like that, or if it was just due to like a lightning strike or something like that. But I do know this much, that normally, and the reason why you've never heard of wildfires on Maui, one, there's no active volcano there right now, but it's because it's considered to be a tropical area. It's in the middle of the fucking Pacific Ocean.
Right.
And in fact, very super close to the town that burnt to the ground.
Was that like, I read about one town that was like really old?
Lahaina, yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
It like fucking
sad.
burnt to the ground. It literally looks like there was a war there. It almost nuclear. It just looks totally gone.
I didn't see it, but I read about it.
And so not super far from there, up in the mountains close to Lahaina, is literally I can't remember if it was second or third wettest place on Earth. That's how much rainfall is in that mountain. That's very super close to Lahaina. And
So that's where there's never been, because there's usually too much rain.
right.
To actually have
Well, it's not even the rain, but the vegetation is so wet,
So there's
that it can't.
everything.
And because of climate change and the lack of rainfall, the vegetation is much drier, and that's why you're able to have a. So this was a climate change thing. So yeah,
It's climate change. It's always climate change. It seems like I mean, not always. I know some of the fires that have started have been from people, but
but even if it starts from people, the fact that it gets out of control the way it does,
right, it shouldn't be getting that out of control.
Right.
Even if it did, even if it was a people,
Right.
it shouldn't be that out of control because it's supposed to be wet.
and so this is like just
Didn't it used to, like, I heard that it rains like almost every day in Hawaii. Is that true? But just for like a short time. Is that true-ish?
no. At least when I was there, it was never the case. It was never. It was rarely totally cloudless. That was for sure. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't like cloudy like it is here right now, because we're about to have tornado warnings or something. But no. But I always saw, even though you'd see blue sky, there was always clouds around, and so I never saw like totally cloudless skies. But no, there was just a rainy season, like December through February, where it rained more than I've ever seen rain in my entire life. I've never seen any kind of thing like that in my life. Now, I know there's people in Bangladesh going, fuck you, Dave. I get that. I'm just saying my experience, which is, yeah.
Wait, am I right? You've never seen Forrest Gump?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, you did see it?
Yes,
Okay,
of course.
because there's a lot of them. Oh, well, you don't watch a lot of movies, even if they're really
No,
famous.
yes, that's true. No, I actually, I might have been on a date. I saw it.
Well, cute. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it in the movies. I saw it in the theater too. I actually saw it for free. I got a free ticket to go see it. And I brought some friends because we all got them for free. That one scene when he's in Vietnam, it's like one day it started raining, and then it didn't stop. And like that's what I picture.
Well,
is
no,
like that.
no,
It's not
during,
monsoon
during the rainy season.
That's what I mean. Is it like that? Like in.
Oh my God!
Like there, he was like, it rained this way and this way. I think
Yes.
it rained from the ground up.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like so much.
I never had a snow day in Hawaii. We did get school called because of rain one day. It was that bad. It closed school.
Is it because they're worried about flooding, or it's just too much?
Both.
It's just too much and flooding.
Yeah. Well, at the school I was at, people came from all over the island, and it was different.
Yeah, that would have been difficult.
So
I mean, what if like a road went out or something?
Yeah.
You don't
So
know.
this fire was just a relatively few miles away from the third wettest place on Earth. Traditionally, anyway.
Man,
Right. So
that's really fucked up.
I will,
Because I was thinking about it. I'm like, I don't remember ever hearing about fires in
no.
Hawaii. I'm like,
You hear about
I don't remember.
unless the volcano is erupting
Right.
on
Well,
one of the islands.
but I mean,
that's a volcano.
That's a volcano,
What do you
though.
expect?
That's
Yeah.
different. I mean,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
okay, I'm going to put air quotes on good news, but a good thing, because they still don't know how many people have died because of this.
Yeah. It's going to be a while. The last I read was like 54 or something.
So a good thing, whatever, in Lahaina was a real big tourist town. And I literally only been there once, and I just was like,
you lived in Maui, though, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but it wasn't in Lahaina. It was I lived more on the south part, where Lahaina is more west part of the island. But I had been there, and it was like really touristy, and that wasn't too much of my
Not
jam.
your thing, right?
Right. So I was like, I had no reason to go back over, and I only went because we did something with my school. But I did see the famous, and this has been reported on in news outlets, the famous banyan tree there that has been there for almost 200 years, and it's pretty fucking magnificent. It really is just an amazing spectacle. I don't know how else to say.
It just, yeah.
And it did get charred. It did, but it survived. Which I was like, okay, well, that's cool. I mean, I didn't want anyone to die. I'm not saying,
We don't want anything to die.
Right,
We
right.
don't want trees to die. We don't want people to die. We don't want animals
because
to die.
as it was going on, I actually did think about that. Man, I wonder what happens to the tree. Because that's what I.
Well, no, I mean, it's obvious. I mean, people care. I mean, people cared about that tree.
And that is a thing that people came to see. That was a huge touristy thing. I mean, that was that you get postcards with the banyan tree on there, and that
I've never seen one in real life, but they're very pretty.
Yeah, and that was the one thing when I went to Lahaina that stuck out in my head. It was all right, touristy, really
Like,
expensive
ooh,
shit.
cool tree.
Yeah, the tree was just the bomb, man. So it definitely had got some damage, but it seems to be going to be okay. Right. So okay, that's cool. I'm not saying.
I wonder, like, banyan wood, like how porous it is and like how dry it is and all stuff like that.
I have no idea about that. But it has like how many? It is over like 20 trunks. It's like one tree. Consider one tree, and it's like over. It's just the most bizarre growing thing I've ever seen in my life. It was just amazing. So it was pretty cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm glad to hear that it's survived so far.
I've been trying to keep up, on how
You still have
things
friends?
are. I do.
Jill?
I do. No, Jill left Maui
That's
years
right.
back.
That's
She's in California.
That's
now.
right. I remember that. now.
But summer's there, and I have
that's
people. I have people again, not so much on that part of the island. They would all be either Kihei or up country. There was some fires up country. Where summer is in the Olinda Makawao area, and there were fires up in the mountains there. They had actually left their, well, I'll use their word, their compound, the family compound, so to speak. I know that's not a cult. That sounds cult-like, but it's not.
So they have like several houses on there, and like, the family members live there.
And so
that's cool.
they had left, just to be sure. But no, I just saw like this afternoon. They were able to. Things seemed to have chilled out. It started to rain a little bit up country, up in the mountains.
Good.
And they did go back, and so
Their land's there. Everything's okay. Oh,
so
good.
I think I can say this. I don't think this is a problem if I say this. Summers she's the bomb, and she's awesome, and she's a very Hawaii first kind of activist and native first activist, and she's trying to figure out how once everything's settled at the house there, and we
Was
know.
that the person you try to help run a campaign?
Yeah, for state legislature.
Okay,
Yeah.
like, why do I know this? Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. I just wanted to, okay.
Oh, rest in peace, my summer star for state legislature pot holder.
Yeah.
I accidentally burned it, and I did have to get thrown away.
Well, that seems apropos, considering.
Oh, oh my God. Oh my God. That's creepy.
It is.
I burned my pot holder the same week that the island caught on fire.
Creepy shit.
Oh, dear. Hope I didn't cause it.
Don't tell Summer.
No, it's like a voodoo pot holder. What the fuck? Oh my God. What the fuck? I caused the fire.
I know.
Holy
It was me. It was me
my
from
God.
Rochester.
Okay. Voodoo pot holder is the name of this.
Yeah,
show,
definitely. It's
but
Voodoo Pot Holder.
I don't know if I'm spelling voodoo right, but
It's VOODOO.
okay. Damn. Sean used to make fun of my pot holder story. Still, like 15 years later, I'm still getting pot holder jokes.
It's Sean.
That's fine.
It's fine. We love it.
So, yeah. Oh, anyway, so I know she's getting ready. I mean, she has 2 young kids and pretty much a single mom, and looking for folks who can like take care of them, can watch them well, so she can go and be activists and try and help, not put out the fire, but try to help folks who were displaced and stuff like that. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So she just has to find someone to help with the kids.
Yeah, so I'm trying to pay attention. The one thing I'm not doing is I'm not reaching out to folks because they got shit to worry about. They don't need my fucking howly ass who hasn't been.
Are you guys okay?
Yeah, who hasn't been there in like 15 years. You know, I taught their 7th grader for like 1 year, and like I'm gonna go. Hey, do you need me?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
They don't need me, but I'm totally thinking about them and everybody there.
You know, I mean, I
hoping
feel like
everyone's okay.
sometimes that's, just thinking positive, being positive, caring about it, talk about it with other people.
And I'm going to wait because I'm going to wait till things settle. And when I see that there's ways that I can help from here, obviously it'd just be contributing money. I don't have a ton, but I'll wait for things to settle, and I'll wait for people who I trust to tell me this is the place to go.
Yeah, I did this, like I donated money for helping when Australia was on fire. In 2020.
Yeah,
but I found but I have an uncle who lived there,
Right.
so he was able to tell me like these are the, like I reached out to him and I said, where I want to send some money, where can I send it? I trust you will know since you live there. So he gave me some, he gave me some places that he knew were good places to donate.
Yeah, and because I definitely have, between Summer and a couple other people I know who are up country, they will be posting stuff on their social media, and I'll even put those out too on mine, on Stuart's.
Absolutely, because I feel like people do want to help. I mean,
because look,
if they can, they do.
Here's the thing. It was a tourist town, and especially on the west side, and there's a lot of south side and all that, where there's a lot of corporate things of like, rich people trying to turn it into a Disneyland kind of thing. But there were Native Hawaiians who lived there too, who like just worked every day and, each try to scratch out a living. And those are the folks I want to try and help. And that's, I don't give a fuck if Marriott has to rebuild a hotel.
No, I don't give a fuck about that.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't care
fuck
about
them.
that.
I want to find the right.
I care a little because I do care about the people that work there.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's what I'm
there's
saying.
that,
but I would rather help them directly as opposed to helping the Marriott fucking.
Right, yeah,
They got enough money. They can fucking do it. And they should be taking care of the workers too. And they won't, but fuck them.
I will say one, U of R and MAG is pretty good about that. Last year when we had to close because we had those really bad snow. We had some really bad snow. Same time when Buffalo had that really bad one. But we had one too right around Christmas, and I got paid for that. I didn't even know I would get paid for it, but MAG paid everybody who was supposed to be there, who couldn't be there. They paid us. It was nice.
Well, it was, but I'll just say they for how much they pay and how little they pay in taxes, they fucking should. Sorry.
Well, technically,
I'm just saying
it's charity, so technically,
I hear you.
It's an art museum.
It is, but it's owned by.
Yeah, it's like a weird line there.
I'm telling you, that's how the rich folks get around this shit. I know.
but well, the U of R president's a woman, and I think that's kind of cool.
Look.
And she's very progressive.
Okay. Just because
she
someone's a
put
woman,
out-
it doesn't mean shit.
Well,
Someone could fucking,
be a bitch ass, a horrible woman.
Someone could hit Christine Whitman right in the ovaries, and I'd be all right.
Yeah, you're right. Good point. All right. Well,
I was kind of channeling.
I haven't
Anchorman
met her,
there.
but I've been at a few things where she's talked.
The baby maker.
And we get emails. We get emails from U of R, so I know what's going on with U of R as well as what's going. U of R strong and the mag, like all that information is in these emails. And when the Supreme Court made that horrible decision on affirmative action, she put out an email right away saying, "Yeah, we don't believe in that. We're not about that life." Basically, yeah. U of R isn't about that life. That was a terrible thing they did, and we're not about that life. And I was like, all right.
And look,
well, considering how international they are, they really should be that way.
Right. No, and as much as I can't believe I'm going to go here. As much as I bust on, I'll use the word liberals, like the Phil Oak liberals, from the song. If you ever, now would be the time if we back in the day when we played music, we would take a break and I would play Phil Oak's "Love Me, I'm a Liberal."
Oh yeah.
Or the Ben.
I remember that one.
Or the Ben Grosskopf updated version during when Obama was president, and I think Jello Biafra did one a little bit before that too, like in the 80s. I think he did a version too. And anyway, so my point is,
Kiro.
Yeah. I mean,
I love you, Jello.
Liberals still, it's a spectrum, and
oh yeah, it's just like I mean, there's no different. I mean, it's the same thing with Republicans.
Yeah, no, I mean,
there are Republicans I know who I like, I'm actually
total
fine with.
Pieces of shit.
Right, they're not total pieces of shit.
Right.
We have some differences in opinions, but the Republicans that I know that are people I care about, who are my friends or family, we have some basic agreements. Trump is a piece of shit, and we all hate him. And gay people and all people should have the same rights. Doesn't matter. Like none of that shit should matter. So I feel like the people who are Republicans that I know are more like how they feel the government should be run, not so much socially. If you know what I mean, I guess.
Yeah, the people who describe themselves, well, I'm a social liberal, but I'm a fiscal conservative.
Yeah.
But that kind of means the rich people stay rich.
I feel like
don't see that crossover there. I hear you.
Yeah, I know. It's yeah. I get it.
Look, we've had this conversation before,
but I just know that they're not bad people, is what I'm saying.
Greens, people like on the left, which I hate the labels, but whatever. People on the left if you really look, there is some connection to true conservatives. Conservatives don't think we should be all over the world spending our money on military shit in Africa. We shouldn't have 800 bases around the world because we shouldn't be spending our money. True conservatives, as opposed to neocons that think that we're exceptional and we should have our hand in everybody's government.
I feel like my grandfather was the old conservative.
Right.
Because my grandfather was a conservative, but I feel like it was like what you're saying, like the old conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old conservatives were pretty much almost like isolationists, and lefties or whatever you want to call it, we're not that. But our interventions, our reach out would be to like help people, right? Not like go in and run their government.
No, I don't.
Right,
no,
right.
I know we shouldn't run their government.
Right.
That's not our place. We should help them to, we could advise, we could assist, we can, give money to help doing things or whatever. But we shouldn't be running anything in other people's countries. We should not be doing.
Believe it or
that.
not, we're actually at an hour already. So
holy shit! How about that?
I know that's what I'm saying. So I know not other than like my Voo Doo Pot Holder. Sorry, we weren't like super funny today, but that's okay.
Yeah, but we had to talk about some serious stuff. There's a lot of shit going on right now.
There is a lot of shit going on. So, although we can do this now or we can do it after I hit stop record, but so coming up, I will be out of town and I will be leaving very early Saturday morning. So I don't know, should we do a show Thursday? What do you work? I don't know what you even work.
I work Thursdays, but I can come here after Thursday. I can come here. Oh, wait. I can't do next Thursday.
No, I don't want.
I can't do Thursday.
I don't want to do later anyway because I still have to go to school on Friday.
I can't do Thursday. I could do Wednesday.
Okay, well we'll talk then after.
Okay.
We'll see. My wife said, "Hey, you're gonna bring that mic down and do something with Julia," and I was like, "Oh, I hadn't even thought about that."
That'd be fun.
We could do that. I'll ask her. We'll see. We'll do something. We'll figure something.
Well, we'll figure something out.
Look, if there's no show next week, then it was like because Dave couldn't figure out how to make it work. Schedule.
Well, Dave and Melissa, because it's our show.
No, I know, but I meant like schedule wise because of my dumbass thing. I gotta do my thing. This would be on me. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Right? This isn't.
Well, I'm working a different schedule next week because one of the managers is out. So I'm like normally could actually come here after work on a Thursday, but I have to actually work the 1 to 9 shift on.
Oh no, that's fine. They're open till 9.
Just on Thursdays.
Oh, of course, special day. Okay,
Special day.
so all right, so whatever. Look, guys. If you're dying for a Stuart Berdasso show, there's while we had to get rid of most of the archives, there's still a ton of shit that we've been doing over the past 6 months. You can go listen to old shows.
I'm sure there's something new you haven't heard.
There is Stuart Berdasso Radio, which is music and our comedy 24/7. I will try to get the 2 bits done before I leave that I have here in the can that I just need to sit down because they're all me. I will try to get the Amos McShuggy commercial done.
Okay.
Her and the Buggy call Amos McShuggy, and then the Punk Brunch commercial. I'll try to get that done too. So before I leave, so you got new stuff. You can always become a Patreon sponsor, and I have posted some old shows there, and I need to do more, but I will do.
Hey, and if you listen to the show and you want to be on the show,
yeah,
you should reach out to us.
Oh, totally.
Because even if you're in another, you don't even have to be in the same country as us.
No,
we can talk to you. We can Zoom anywhere, and you can be on the show with us if you felt like it.
And if you're like, well, I'm not famous, or
we're not famous either. We just have a good time.
It's not like we can. Chad says Henry Rollins. I'm never dropping this, by the way. That Chad said, a guy named Chad said. Henry Rollins.
You know what? I am going to meet him, and I'm going to tell him that story.
Okay.
I've already decided that's what the story I'm going to tell him.
That's fine. I just because his name was Chad, I think. If his name was something cool or something like that.
If it was just like something like John or like or some guy named John.
But it's some guy named Chad?
It's Chad.
Okay. Chad's telling me Henry Rollins isn't going to do our show. So I will. Chad, you've become a permanent fixture. So.
Can't wait to meet Henry so I can tell him.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. And then. Anyway, so all that stuff. And then there's always coolcatsforchange.com where you can go and for now, for the most part, just like do collectivism shit. But we're going to up that. We're going to try and do some more stuff with the Climate March coming up in New York City in September, as well as the Black is Back coalition thing on the White House in November. So we're going to be doing some real shit hitting the streets as well. But coolcatsforchange.com. So even if we take a week off, which I'm going to try not to do that, but even if we do... We got tons of stuff. You always got Stuart Berdasso. You can go check out the Lovebird Vibe.
We're there for you.
Yeah, man. Just go have some fun. There's some weird links there. You'll have some fun. All right, so we'll be back. In theory next week. Bye.
Yep, tight.
Have you protested at major sporting events using various colored smoke bombs? Doctors have discovered that there is possibility these smoke bombs can cause various ailments such as turf toe, pulled hammies, capitalism syndrome, protester lung, and getting your ass laid out by a 250-pound linebacker while running on the field, fever. The lawyers at Debs in Luxembourg will take everyone to court to get you the compensation that you deserve. The sports ball teams you disrupted, Jeff Bezos because he has the money, Todd, who eats all the good granola at the activist meetings, Bernie Sanders for being a sheepdog, the dude who started the Brandon shit, and yay. Protesting is an American tradition, when the man allows it, so don't let being humiliated on national TV stop you from getting every possible penny you can. Contact Debs in Luxembourg today by calling 1-800-NO-SMOKE. That's 1-800-667-6659, or go to www.pinksmoke.com. You are willing to be a public simp? Get your ass paid.